I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, and welcome back to the Peddling Fiction Podcast. I'm your host, the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita. And grabbing his seat there at the last second, Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell. What's happening over there?
Oh, nothing too much.
You were at the No Kings protests, right? That's why we didn't do any episodes this week?
Yes. I was traveling and went to as many No Kings protests as I could. They did it. Still no king. They won. They were successful.
Yeah, the only successful protest in the history of protests.
You see, Trump was posting like memes and stuff, and he made a post on Truth Social. He said, "I really appreciate everybody that went to the No Kings protest. I was really worried somebody was coming for my spot."
I did see that. That was some great trolling. And then I've seen some pretty funny memes with him putting up like a Trump tower on the East Wing. Oh, I hope he slaps his name on it. I really do.
Oh, yes. I hope so, too. Well, I mean, they were already mad at him because they're renaming a ballroom at the Kennedy Center. What is it? It's one of those big buildings that the left really cares about whenever Trump decides to rename it, but nobody could tell you what they do any other time of the year.
Yeah.
They're renaming a singular ballroom the Melania Trump something or other ballroom because of some work that she's done with philanthropic stuff to help kids, or I don't know, some dumb shit. You know, they name shit for dumb reasons. Anyway, they're changing the name of a ballroom, and the left completely lost their shit because he was changing the name of like this Kennedy Fine Arts Center or whatever. It's like, no, they're just going to put a name on a single ballroom that is currently an unnamed ballroom. They're not even like taking the name of the ballroom away from somebody else. It's just a regular ass ballroom. They're not even doing anything to the ballroom. They're just going to name it the Melania Trump Ballroom. Left fucking loses their shit. It's like, have you ever even been in the building or seen the ballroom or like? So yeah, tell me about your personal connection to the East Wing and like.
Dude, it's amazing to watch them just freak out over something that's never going to affect their life one iota. Not one. Like I don't think I could care any less what they do to the White House or anything on the White House grounds, as long as I don't have to pay for it, which is the case in this scenario. Trump took donations. And look, I don't doubt that the people that are donating to this ballroom are trying to curry political favors.
But,
obviously, they're trying to buy influence. That's how the government fucking works. I've been trying to tell you guys to get rid of this fucking monstrosity since we started the podcast. That's how they operate. At least it's not my fucking money.
Oh, but the thing is, there's actually, we're not gonna go into it. individually, but there's actually a full list of who all donated, how much was donated. Like, you can look at the donors and see what was given, and like, this thing was fully funded by Trump's own money and private donors. And there's a full list of who all it was. So you can see who's trying to curry favor. Like, it's not like they're, like you've said before, like, they're just doing it all out in the open. Like, they're doing all the same shit, but they're being very open about it. And it's like, oh, this is like the way government actually works. And you're getting to, you're getting to see behind the curtain.
Yeah.
At the same time, if you go and look at, because you had sent a thing about the Obama basketball court. Okay, so tell me how the fuck Obama tore down part of the White House to build an indoor basketball court, and it cost $367 million. Trump is building a 90,000 square foot ballroom that's going to cost $250 million. Like,
the numbers are just insane. But yeah, this was back in, what was it, 2010 or something when he put this up? I think it's $375 million of taxpayer money to build a fucking basketball court. I mean, like, this is how government operates. But yeah,
so that's an interesting thing, because you said of taxpayer money. So this was split. It was partially taxpayer money and partially privately funded, but there is no transparency whatsoever on where exactly those funds came from, who they came from, or like nothing. Like the Trump ballroom, everything is out there. You can find 100% of the information on who gave what, how much was donated, everything. The Obama ballroom or the Obama basketball court, real shady shit. So like, tell me you were laundering money without telling me you were laundering money, right? So here's
I mean, dude. I mean, building a basketball court, I don't know how you could spend $375 million doing that. Like, I don't care what, like, even if it had imported Italian marble floors, it's like, you just can't spend that much money. And I don't know. So if you say this is a mix of private money, and I think Obama put in like $100K or something, but yeah, go ahead and let's just listen to the way the news covers
like you're building another wing to the White House, but we appreciate you keeping your focus.
You can't even imagine, TJ. It's going to happen for the next 2 years. All of the banging, the jackhammering, the dust, the confusion, the noise of all places to do construction is happening right here, the front lawn of the White House.
It's a 4-year renovation project. Estimated cost, $376 million.
4 years. So if you can't see the video, that chick that was reporting it, I know she was like saying like it was making a lot of noise, but she had this like shit-eating grin on her face. Like, she's giddy about this. 4-year project. Weren't we just talking about how they built the fucking Hoover Dam in 5 years?
Right. Took them 4 years to build a fucking basketball court.
Yeah. They did the Golden Gate Bridge in 4 years. Like, what is going on? How can you trust them to do? And like, I try to look at this like retarded fucking normie people, and they want to, like, they keep asking for more and more control over more and more vital aspects of your lives. And you take a step back and look at how they've done so far in anything, and it's just an unmitigated disaster every single time.
Well, and it makes the Obama Presidential Library make more sense too. It's like, oh, this is just how he does like construction projects. Like, there is a lot of money getting exchanged here, and probably not all of it's over the table. In fact, the bloated cost of these projects is probably because of how much money is just getting passed around to.
Dude, we're talking absolutely insane. Hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, dude, how much could it possibly cost to build a basketball court? Like, okay, you got to tear something down. Tearing stuff down isn't that hard or expensive. Like, doing the demo, that's the easy part. Now you just got to lay down a fucking basketball court. Well, like, I feel like if you spent $1 million on that, I'd be like, wow, that's a really expensive basketball court.
Right. And then this is another weird part of this is the leftists getting all up in arms about the National Capital Planning Commission. So this guy says Obama went through the National Capital Planning Commission as law requires. Plans were submitted, reviewed, revised, open bids were made and considered. Is there evidence of those open bids, or like because everybody knows how government contract bids actually work. I would be willing to bet there were no actual open bids. And they definitely didn't go with the best bid. They went with the one that was the right bid. You know, you always got to go with the right bid. What's really crazy about that is like they keep going on about, this what is it? National Capital Planning Commission. The National Capital Planning Commission released a statement themselves. They said the White House doesn't need approval from the commission that vets most federal building projects before President Trump begins his massive ballroom project. The head of the panel told members this week. It is, in fact, the case that this commission does not have jurisdiction, and it has long denied that it has jurisdiction over demolition and site preparation work for federal buildings on federal property. National Capital Planning Commission Chair Will Scharf said during a Thursday meeting. What we deal with is essentially construction, vertical build. So they didn't have anything. They've openly said they don't have anything to do with this anyway. They don't have jurisdiction.
Like hypothetically, let's say he got all the approvals he needed. They'd still be freaking out about it. They'd still just be fucking, oh, Trump's doing something. I have to hate it. And by the way, I'm just a little surprised that the White House didn't already have a ballroom. Like, I don't know. I figure you're hosting all these fucking government people from all around the world having these extravagant parties. Like, wouldn't you have a ballroom for that? I can't believe it didn't already have one.
Fucking Talcum X made a comment on that himself. Sean King, he said, I actually think it's a great idea to build a big ballroom on the White House grounds. It's virtually impossible to hold events of any size there, and they are always wasting millions on tents and heaters and chairs and lights and everything else. Stop acting like you have some emotional attachment to the East Wing. You don't.
Oh, holy shit. I think that's the first time I agreed with that guy. Yeah, he nailed it. Like, who the fuck cares? The East Wing. Oh, that East Wing that was built by fucking slavery and on the backs of all the oppressed people. Now, at least, maybe that's why they're so upset. Now, less of the White House has been built by slaves, and they can't complain about it. It really is amazing. Yeah, these are the people that wouldn't hesitate to tear down anything that had any historical significance, that had any attachment to the founding fathers or racism and slavery and all that stuff. And of course, there's just a long history of every president doing some sort of renovation project. We can go down the list there if you want.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt built the West Wing in 1902. Taft created the first Oval Office in 1909. FDR expanded the East Wing and added an indoor pool. Truman gutted and rebuilt the entire White House from 1949 to 1952. Richard Nixon installed a bowling alley in 1973. Obama turned a tennis court into a full basketball court in 2009.
Wait, that's all they had to do was convert a tennis court to a basketball court. They spent $376 million doing that?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, dude. I figured they'd have to rip something up.
No.
You just got to lay down some goddamn boards.
I think they did like tear out a section of wall to attach it so that it would be like an indoor, so that the indoor court attached to the White House. But yeah, that's
unbelievable.
Isn't it? Though?
Dude, that there's just everywhere you look is just such a scathing indictment of government. I just can't understand how anybody could support this institution at this point. And of course, we were just talking about how they freak out with Trump doing everything out in the open, learning how government operates. They don't seem to be able to connect these two obvious pieces together. They think it's just Trump is unique in this regard. It's the most mind-boggling case of cognitive dissonance I've ever seen. It's like, yeah, Donald Trump's doing it out in the open. Like, there's probably going to be a fucking plaque on the wall at the ballroom showing all the donors and listing, whoever gave the most money is like a platinum donor or whatever. It's like, yep, these are the people that bought favors from the government instead of running it through, 4 shell companies and taking a cut and having my son work on the board for $500,000 a year. That's how they were doing it in the past. It's no different. It's still fucking corrupt. They're like, oh, this is the most corrupt administration in the history of the country. No, it's not. The fact that they're doing it out in the open, to me, makes it less corrupt. I don't know. But it's all bullshit. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I implore you, don't think that Trump is doing like some unique figure here. They all do it.
I saw somebody posted, it was one of the leftist troll accounts that pretends to be a blue hair that said, and my son left this note on his door that he's not coming out until they restore the White House to the one that George Washington lived in. The joke being George Washington didn't actually live in the White House. The White House wasn't moved into until 1800 by John Adams. And the original White House was burnt down in 1814, I think it was, and then rebuilt. So
yeah, by slaves.
Yes, by slaves.
Yeah. Everything was done by slaves. They're all oppressed. And now, but we can't tear it down. We can tear down the statues and everything like that. That we're on board with. But don't tear down the East Wing and put something else in its place. Like, oh, they got rid of the garden, the rose garden. Dude, it's just, imagine having that much ability to like affect how emotional people get. Like, Trump just must get off on this like crazy. He's like, you want to see how? Like, watch this.
Watch this. Have you seen the aerial overhead of this, where they it shows where they just took out the whole thing? Like, okay, I'm sure they just left everything in there, like all of anything that could have had any historically significant value to it. I'm sure they just left it all in there and demoed the whole thing.
Right. No, and it's not like they're leaving it like that. They're going to build obviously the biggest, most beautiful ballroom the world has ever seen, right? Because it's Donald Trump.
Well, and what are they like? What's the purpose of the East Wing? Okay, so like if you've ever taken a tour of the White House itself, like this is all you see is the main. Yeah. Like they don't take you through the West Wing, and you see this. This is where all the like shit is. So none of this is like something that. Oh, I remember when I visited Washington, D.C., and I got to take a tour of the White House, and now that history's gone. Like, I've been to Washington, D.C. I've taken a tour of the White House. You know where you don't tour? The fucking East Wing. It's not part of it.
Yeah, I did it as a kid. I kind of remember. I definitely did not go to either of the wings. We had like a really sectioned off small tour.
Yeah, they run you right through the main part. You go in, you come out the back, and you get to walk around in this like yard out here in the back. But like you don't go see, like none of that stuff is of
mine was like a little weird. Mine was like a private tour. I forget how it worked. It was different though. But anyway, like again, all these people, like the way the left argues about things really drives me crazy because they don't care about history. They hate the history of the United States with a passion. They're so ashamed of it. They would tear the whole fucking thing down if they could. But they know that other people value historical significance, and so they try to play on that. They're like, look, they're destroying this historically significant thing. Like, you don't give a shit about that. They only care about it to try to win an argument. And of course, this is just a retarded argument that you can't really convince anybody other than just a literally Trump derangement syndrome. It has to be like, this needs to be a medical condition now, like officially. They need to put it on the books because this is bizarre behavior, man. I've never seen anybody freak out like over the dumbest things just because it involves one person. It's really something to watch them just insane, go completely insane. Yeah, he's like, it might as well just be like he's doing an addition, like he's renovating something at Mar-a-Lago.
Well, and
like, you're never going to be there. It's his house. Like right now, it's his. But yes, okay. In theory, nobody renovates something. Nobody puts a ballroom in that they're not going to be able to use if they don't like like a conspiracy theory that he's going to stay in the White House. Like this one actually gets use. I'm sure. Like what's Obama's basketball court just collecting dust now? So we don't have a black man in the office to do photo ops, like playing basketball, pretending he's like super black. It's retarded. But like people are upset about this. You're never going to set foot, like you were saying, in that part. It might as well just be he's doing a renovation to like some other building that you're never going to go to. He's doing something to his house. It's like, has no effect on you. The only people that it will affect are the ones that get invited to go to these balls. And then it's probably going to be awesome going to like some overpriced fucking expensive ass dinner at the White House ballroom.
I don't know.
Taxpayer dime.
Steve Bannon says that Trump has got a secret plan to guarantee himself a third term, that he's still gonna be president come 2028.
I mean, that would be so goddamn funny. that would be I mean, the number of assassination attempts on him would go up. It would be like a daily thing.
The left really has proven, like, just shown how fucking insane they are. I was trying to find it. There's a picture. There's like a really good overhead picture of the White House with like where you can see the East Wing, the footprint of the East Wing. And when you look at it, the White House is like this little bitty tiny speck amongst these other gigantic fucking buildings. It's like,
yeah,
how much has our government spent on all of these insane fucking buildings for them to just be in and do nothing but fuck our eyeballs out? Like, you're mad about $250 million of privately funded money for the East Wing of this little speck on this map when you look at these giant ass fucking government buildings surrounding it, and you're not mad about the amount of money that was spent on those actual taxpayer money out of your motherfucking pocket that is spent every single year just to maintain these things. Like, they spend more to maintain the buildings around that than what Trump is going to spend, but you're not mad about that. And that's all taxpayer money. And you're not mad about that? Yeah. Shut the fuck up, you bunch of psycho hypocrites. You don't give a fuck about anything.
No, they literally just cannot stand Donald Trump. So anything he does drives them up the wall. I mean, we just crossed over 38 trillion officially in government debt. I think the last trillion in debt that we added was like the fastest on record. It took something like 90 days. I forget exactly how long it took to add a trillion. Dude, and then I sent you that video. We're probably not going to have time to go through it all. We was just talking about the growth in government workforce, where he's that Joseph Brown guy. He does Heresy Financial. He's pretty good. He really knows his stuff. But so for every 10 people in the U.S., 1 is a government employee, 4 have productive jobs, and 5 are unemployed. And it's like, so, they say like 3 million people work for the federal government or something. But when you factor in all the contract work they do, it goes up to like 11 million. Yeah, you can expand that one on the bottom.
Yeah, for every 10 people in the U.S., 1 is a government employee, 5 are unemployed, and 4 have productive jobs. So 4 out of 10 people produce everything everyone else consumes. And yeah, it's
and then in that video he gets into it, but it's a longer video. I had some areas flagged that we could go through, but I can just tell you, like, so basically over 11 million people work for the federal government for all intents and purposes, all the contract work they do, and the grant work and stuff like that. And then you have state and local governments. There's like another 25, 22 or something million people working for them. It's like, dude, they're growing this fucking, it's like, where's all the money going? It's like, yeah, it's going to grow that and maintain these fucking buildings like the Federal Reserve. I know it's not technically part of the government, but like, have you ever seen that building? The whole thing is just like marble. It's like, they put these huge buildings in, the $10,000 fucking toilets and stuff like that, or whatever, $20,000 toilet. How much was that toilet at the Fed? They just spend exorbitant amounts of money because if they don't spend it, it gets taken out of their future budget, the growth of their future budget or something like that. Like they're going to add, the Republicans want to add $2 trillion in deficit spending, and the Democrats want to add $3 trillion. And that's why we're shutting down the government essentially, because they can't decide on how much debt they want to add to this thing. It's like, this is ridiculous. Like nobody's taking this seriously except Thomas Massey and Rand Paul, essentially. And you get upset that a private don't. Yeah, okay. So people are currying favor with Donald Trump. Yes, it's a pay-to-play game. Always has been. Nothing new there. At least now you know who the players are. They're not spending any of your money on this. And it's something that actually people can benefit from more so than a fucking basketball court or a tennis court or an indoor pool or any of that shit. That's all just people that live in the fucking White House get to enjoy that. So, yeah, this is all just so goddamn ridiculous. They're just so out of control. It's unbelievable. We just got the CPI numbers today. If you believe, I don't know how to feel about numbers now that the government's shut down. Are they more accurate or less accurate than they were before? But inflation is still running well above their 2% target. Came in at 3%, but they were expecting like 3.1, so all is good. And
inflation growth is at its lowest point in like 6 years is what they're really proud of that. It's like you realize inflation is still growing, right? Like it's just not growing as much as it was. So massive success. Huge win.
Well, this is why nobody can afford anything. The dollar is just fucking tanking. Yeah, it's growing. We could, if we want, to transition into the shithole Chicago segment. Because the murder rate's coming down. We cut it in half, Justin. But it's still growing faster than any other city on the face of the country. But
walking down the street, shithole Chicago, where the wind is cold and the people are low, broken down buildings, ain't no place to go. But the music keeps playing in shithole Chicago.
They're doing everything by the book.
Why does Chicago have the highest murder rate of all the big cities?
Well, we are not in the top 30 in terms of our murder rate. Indeed, our murder rate it has been cut in half over the last 4 years, and every year it's gone down by double digits. And if you look at all of the violent crime over the last 4 years,
here's a map.
They've all gone down.
U.S. cities, 17.47 per 100,000 population. Chicago is number one over Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Phoenix, Los Angeles, New York, and San Diego.
What I'm explaining to you is
you're
when
talking
you want to
about
fight
violent
crime. Look, you can pull statistics up.
No,
I can
these are
too.
murders.
I'm explaining to you that our murder rate has been cut in half. And very importantly, Brett, and you got to hear this, very importantly, we've been doing the things that are necessary to bring crime down, right? We've invested in community violence interruption. We've invested in police.
No, you're not listening to me, Greg. We cut our murder rate in half. Yeah, what I'm telling you is the statistics still show you have the highest murder rate in the country.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be bragging about it. We cut it in half and we're still in first place. So you were really, really, really bad then.
So
yes, but that's like how we treat the CPI number. It's like, hey, the CPI inflation's as low as it's been since like 2022. It's like, yeah, but it's still way, way higher than it's supposed to be.
Right.
Like it's not supposed to be higher than 2%, and you're at 3%. Your murder rate is the highest of any fucking major city in the country. Or you can
cut it in half.
Yeah. And we're doing the thing. I mean, we have those the peacemakers or whatever. I know that one dude got arrested for assaulting the police officer, but they're gonna keep the peace.
Yeah, the community involvement shit. Oh yeah, we're doing this like community involvement stuff to help the community, the police themselves.
Yeah. That's They're going to be churning out all kinds of fucking astronauts and engineers pretty soon with all these after school programs. It's oh my God, dude. I don't even know what this, like, that guy's just a fucking clown. It's hilarious. Like, I haven't seen anybody pull up stats like that during an interview before. Like, that's refreshing. I don't know why that doesn't happen more often, because all of these pussy politicians lie out of their ass. It's like, oh no, we're not even in the top 30. It's like, yeah, here you are at number 1. Oh, well, I mean, like, yeah, if you want to use statistics, but but we've cut it in half, and we've invested in the community and in police officers. Okay. How's that? Well, if that's the return on my investment, not interested in an ROI that puts me in at number 1 still after all my investments. If that's the best you can do, you're not my guy.
Fucking nuts.
I mean, like, these are stunning admissions that I guess people like don't pick up on. Or it's like when I think Adam Carolla always like talks about this, where he's just like, he gets on like an employee or something for fucking something up, and they'll be like, well, you know, I did my best. And he's like, yeah, that's not a good answer. Like, if that's your best, then I'm not interested in you. You should be like, oh, sorry, I will do better next time. Not like that was the best I could do, and it was shit.
Yeah. Don't admit that was your best. That's
just be like, yeah, I fucked that up. I'm on it. I'll fix it. I'll do better. It won't happen again. That's what you say. Not like we've done all the things to bring crime down and we're still number 1. Well, I guess your ideas are shit then, and we might need to try something else.
All right, maybe it's time for Donald Trump to mobilize the National Guard and take over your policing problem. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there, just maybe.
Oh, you can't have that.
Yeah.
No.
You see where they're somebody was running like, well, a few people have gotten arrested for in Chicago for impeding ICE, and some leftist was running like an ICE tracker where they were like posting where ICE was going, and like that's.
I saw, yeah, there was an article on Zero Hedge about that. I didn't read it, but yeah, basically like a tracker. Be like, yep, here's where they're going to be. Go ahead, ambush them. It's getting pretty hairy in a lot of these cities, Chicago in particular.
Hey, Chicago is about to get it figured out, though. Brandon Johnson is going to fund everything once he imposes a social media tax. That's all they need.
Just like we tax other addictive vices that are bad for our health, like nicotine and tobacco, it is far past time we treat social media companies the same way.
Under his proposal, social media companies would pay 50 cents for every active user each month. The first 100,000 users are exempt. The Johnson administration says it would raise $31 million, money they would use to fund expanded crisis response and city-run mental health clinics. It's a tax no other U.S. city has implemented.
You've admitted that we would be the first in the nation to do this. How confident are we of the city's legal standing to levy that tax?
Who exactly feels confident that we're able to implement this? Let me not assume anything.
The Department of Law.
The city's budget director facing questions about the legality of the tax during a city council hearing Tuesday.
In our discussions with the Department of Law, they feel that we have a strong case that through our amusement tax, this is a tax that the city can levy on social media companies.
But other legal experts see it differently.
On its face, frankly, it's unconstitutional.
Amy Boss is vice president of government affairs at the trade association NetChoice, whose members include social media companies like Meta and Snap. She says a 1983 Supreme Court decision backs her up.
The court ruled that you cannot single out media for special tax treatment. And this is what Chicago is doing here, right? The city can tax businesses broadly, but the moment they pick out specific media companies, it becomes constitutionally suspect. They're going to have to find this money from somewhere else because it simply won't survive the inevitable legal challenge.
Can you pull it back to when they had like the video of the city council?
Just
like look at this room full of people that just sit around trying to, yeah, right there. There's like 100 people in this fucking room just sitting around trying to figure out ways to tax you. And this is what they come up like. Pretty soon, they're going to run out of things. They're going to have to start taxing the air that you breathe in Chicago. What else can they What else can they tax? They've got the head tax now. Anybody over 100 employees, social media company tax. Like they're going to start taxing rain. Who was it? Was it Baltimore that was doing the rain tax or something? Remember we talked about that a couple weeks ago? I forgot already.
And there have been plenty of places over the
like
years.
Natural disasters and stuff.
Yeah, there have been plenty of places over the years that have put on rain taxes and stuff like that. But who says that you even have the legal standing to do this? Well, the Chicago the Department of Law. Who's in charge of the Chicago Department of Law? Oh, well, okay.
What is she? Is that a boutonniere? Like the world's largest boutonniere?
It's some sort of fucking flower thing. Yeah, I don't know. Crazy. That you would take your picture wearing that.
Yeah, dude. They're just a bunch of fucking clowns. And it's like everything's a fucking nail and they're a hammer. It's like, yeah, raise taxes, raise taxes, raise taxes, raise taxes. I remember, dude, arguing with like some of my idiot friends about this more than 20 years ago. Nah, not quite 20. Call it 18 years ago, 17, 18 years ago. The writing was on the wall already. I think it was when they jacked up the state tax or something. They like doubled it. It went from it went up by from 3 to 5.5% or whatever it was. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, that was her. Let me. Fuck, now I got to find the damn video again. This is her, the head of the Department of Law, that's sitting right here next to Brandon Johnson, looking confused as fuck the whole time he's talking. That's her. Okay. That's the head of the Department of Law that says that they can. Are we sure
that she's suing Glock? I don't know anything about that. But yes, the number of educated Black women that work for the government is staggering. The number of people working for the government is absolutely staggering. Like we take state, local, and federal. It's, we're talking like 35, 36 million people. So they're net takers. Then you have the amount of people that don't work at all. And maybe now is the time we transition into the EBT card fucking fiasco. All these people that are on the goddamn government dole. How can this keep going on? No wonder we don't have any money. We're subsidizing 100+ million people.
I would take her legal advice really, really super duper seriously. Because she is the one who's in charge of suing Glock, because Glock makes a pistol that's easy to convert to a machine gun.
Okay. Yeah.
This is definitely the person you want giving you legal advice.
Right. Why is this even a problem if we got after school programs for all these teenagers? I'm sure they'll put their machine gun Glocks down and just go to the after school program, even though they didn't go to school before. They'll go to the after school program.
I don't know, Johnny. Not if they don't get their EBT cards turned back on, or they can get their snacks.
Yeah. So if you're wondering who's been affected by the government shutdown, it's people that were just sitting around on their fat fucking asses collecting money every month.
Donald motherfucking Orange Man J. Trump. I'm gonna tell you just like this. What the fuck you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this, on Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ. I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human motherfucking bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the fuck I'm going to turn into. If you think you going to stop me from leaving out that goddamn store with my motherfucking monthly groceries that I get every goddamn month, I ain't bothering no goddamn body, okay? Why the fuck is y'all bothering me and my goddamn food? Ugh, I'm just so tired of this big back, bald head, cradle cap having ass.
Dude, I wish this was like a joke. Like, I wish that was just some chick doing like an impression, but that is, as far as I can tell, 100% genuine. And there's, I mean, hundreds of these floating around. I just pulled the first one that I saw.
Oh, I've got dozens of them flagged. How many
there's
tons
tons
of you want to watch?
The sense of entitlement that we have created in the U.S. is just, it's unbelievable, man. And they will start rioting. They will start fucking rioting if they don't get their monthly checks.
Oh, they've said as much.
I want to be in the grocery store when they start looting it, because you think that people are going to be hungry? You think that these people not going to get their Thanksgiving? Baby, when they run up in there and start stealing them turkeys, oh, it's going to be like Christmas came early up in this bitch.
And they're so excited about it. Like, they can't wait. Like, this is what they've been waiting for Trump to turn off.
It is. It's like Christmas.
So they can just start
we get all this
everything.
free shit, and there's no consequences. And that's why Walmart's putting in those fucking security gates now in the aisles that have everything locked up.
What kind of insane fucking people just sit around waiting for the waiting for an excuse to loot and like ransack grocery stores? I think this guy might piss me off more than any of them, though.
Email from ABT. I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids. And we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working when the government is here to help? Come on. Y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars. But when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT.
It sounds like you need to get a fucking job, yo.
Yeah, start working 20 hours a week. That's a fucking part-time job.
And then you would get
working more than that in high school.
Then he would get his EBT, like 20 hours a week, and you would get that. So then you would have like disposable income, I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah, rack up a few more kids. Yeah, dude, that is fucking infuriating. That mentality, and the government has fucking fostered this in people, and it drives me batshit crazy. And then you have the rich fucking celebrities. You'll even hear like Joe Rogan and be like, oh, I'm in favor of nobody should go hungry. We should give them this. We should give them that. This is what happens when you do it. This is what happened when it's a fucking government program. Yeah. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to fucking steal it because I'm entitled to it, because fuck you. That's why.
Say, you want to see armed guards in grocery stores? That's how you get that. And they're not going to be like security or, the government security pussies. Like, they're going to be armed fucking guards who are here to shoot you on sight if you're caught trying to steal. Like, that's where you're going to take this if you continue down this road. Like, or just be decent human beings and get a fucking job and pay for your groceries like all the rest of us.
Yeah, it's quite I can never get in that sort of frame of mind where you just think the world owes you a living for some reason. And I'm sure he's what do you think he's doing with all his free time? You think he's raising his 2 kids? I hope not. I honestly hope not. They'd probably be better off without him as a father. But I guarantee you he's not doing anything. He's not reading to his kids at night. This is, dude. Do you have that? Did I send you that one with the chick that's raking in like $6,000 a month on stuff?
Yes.
The white trash chick.
If
Yeah.
you have more than one baby daddy, no matter how many children you have, it doesn't matter if you have 10 children, it doesn't matter if you have 15 children. If you have more than one baby daddy, you are not going to be able to get the max in food stamps, okay? They are discriminating against mothers who have more than one baby daddy. I have been getting $4,200 a month in food stamps for 12 years. I have been getting $2,100 in cash benefits for 12 years. I've been on Section 8 for 12 years. I've been on disability, as well as my 6 kids have been on disability for 12 years. Guess how much was on my food stamp card this month? $22. So they decreased my food stamps from $4,200 to $22 a month for 6 kids because I have 4 baby daddies. I don't get anything on cash benefits. They took my Section 8 away, and I am the only one that can collect disability. They are trying to say because all of my kids can go to school that they're not disabled. What kind of crock-ish shit is that? So if you have more than one baby daddy, you better go get a job because they're not giving food stamps out. They're not giving food stamps out to hoes. They're not doing it. I am being totally discriminated against.
I view this as a total win.
Yeah. Dude, okay.
This is what I voted for, 100%.
We have to get rid of all of it, dude. She's got her and her kids on disability, Section 8 housing. Dude, $4,200 a month in food stamps for 12 years. That's $600,000 in food in 12 years. The $2,100 in cash. There's another 3. She's gotten like $1 million in assistance in 12 years. That's just food and walking around money. That's $900K.
There are ways to manipulate the system and
they're going to do it. People are going to fucking do that.
I mean, that's human nature. If there's a way to be completely fucking useless and do it, there is a certain percentage of the population that every single fucking time that is what they're going to do. Just like the reason that communism always fails is because if you have an opportunity for power hungry people to take power and manipulate it and use it for their own interests, then those people are going to do that. You know, communism only works in a utopian society where nobody has ambition. This, you know, if you create a system where there is an opportunity to manipulate and abuse it in order to get the most out of it without doing anything, there is a percentage of the population that is going to do that every single fucking time. And the only way that you get rid of that is by getting rid of it. And now they're getting now you get to see just what a parasite class you've created in the way that they're behaving. I seriously have at least 8 more little videos of people talking about how they're going to start looting grocery stores. If you get in the way, they're just going to start killing the people that work in the grocery. I mean, like, what the fuck? This is your mentality? Like, and people, and I have had people that are like, oh, you carry a gun to the grocery store? It's like, yes, you should as well.
Yeah. No, they're talking. Yeah. I saw one like, oh, we're just going to start jumping people for their grocery carts when they leave the store. They'll wait till you get to your car or something and they'll pop you there and take your fucking grocery cart. It's fucking scary what they've done. And yeah, it took them 12 years to figure out, oh, maybe we shouldn't allow them to collect $6,000 a month if they're getting fucking knocked up by 10 different guys. It immediately goes down to nothing. So what's the immediate incentive there? Oh, now she's going to close her legs and just stick with the one fucking disgusting loser that would fuck that thing. Wow. But yeah, all of these things should come with crazy stuff. They're like, oh, I can't remember a couple months ago with Maha, like, oh, you couldn't buy fucking candy and Gatorade and shit, and they were freaking out about that. Yeah, if you're gonna put your hand out, it comes with stipulations, like everything, I would fucking sterilize you. You're lucky I'm not in charge. But if you would like, we're deporting all these people, send them over. Send them over to fucking Africa. I'm done, dude. See how they like it over there.
Yes, you should have to be drug tested. Yes, you should have work requirements. Yes, you should there are stipulations. If you're gonna
like just sit on your fat ass all day and collect money and food from other people, which is exactly what that guy was talking about. That is wild, dude. I can't believe that chick was getting that much fucking money. 600 fucking grand in food for 12 years.
The way they grift that is just absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah. And who knows what she was collecting on disability. And her kid. Oh, they took my kids off of disability. They said because they can go. Yeah, your kids aren't fucking disabled. Right. They're retarded, but they're not disabled. Oh, man, it is fucking infuriating. I was like, yeah, we got all this money. They send all this money to Iraq. It's like, yeah, no, that's a bad thing, too. We want them to stop doing that, and we want them to stop doing this. I saw some fucking post from Pocahontas today. She's like, here are 7 things we can do instead of sending this money to Argentina. And again, it's like, here's 7 retarded things we can do instead of the one retarded thing we were going to do with money we don't have and we can't afford to borrow. How is that a solution to anything? We can't do any of this. Just stop it. And there's just no way to stop it. There's nobody seriously talking about stopping anything. Nobody is even talking about touching the brakes a little bit, except Thomas Massey and what Trump fucking shits all over him. It's hopeless, dude. It is fucking hopeless. So I don't know. I would prepare for the worst because it's going to get a lot worse. Like what happens when those EBT cards don't actually buy anything? Or there's nothing on the shelves for them to fucking steal? Because, I mean, that's where we're headed. And if, like, I don't think it's inevitable that we get there, but at this rate it is.
Well, did you see the thing where in the last, 70 days, they added $1 trillion to the national debt? It's like, or the national deficit, like the fastest trillion ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And where is it going? Well, it's going to all this shit. It's going to all this stuff. And we don't have, like, why do you think, you know, gold had a huge pullback the last couple of days? It's still above 4,000. It's still at the all-time high from a week ago after like a fucking 6% pullback.
And we talked about this. We talked about this last year. We talked about it the year before. Like, it didn't matter who won the presidential election last year. This is the direction we were going. Like, it didn't take a fucking rocket scientist or a economics professor, which actually probably would be more inclined to fail this test. But it didn't take some like super genius to look at things and be like, okay, everything is trending in a bad direction. If you look at the way the stock market has been behaving versus the way the actual markets and the way the productivity and the real world, like what's going on stuff has been working. Like, obviously there's some major disconnect. So something bad is coming. And it doesn't matter, like, we've hit the point where it doesn't matter what it is or when or how long it takes. It's just a matter of when, not if. Like, and it's going to, and the longer that it gets kicked, the longer that the can gets kicked down the road, the worse it's probably gonna be. Like, maybe all of this Trump stuff is going to like accelerate the crash of all of this, and that might be the best possible fucking thing. Like, whenever Kamala or Biden and Trump, and then Kamala and Trump were doing their debates and their press conferences and talking about all the stuff, it's like, I was like, okay, so like on the one hand, on the left, we get Biden or Kamala, and maybe in like 4 or 5 years, this whole thing blows up in our face and the whole thing implodes. Cool. Or maybe Trump comes in and is a little more reasonable, and in like 7 to 9 years, the whole thing blows up in our face and implodes. It's like, now I'm thinking like maybe 3 years tops, and that's fine. Like, because the only thing that could have come out of Trump being more reasonable was you would just prolong the inevitable. It's like, and I don't mean to sound collapsitarian, but at the same time, like, it's fucking coming.
You cannot, there's no, I'm sorry, dude. Yes, I'm a pessimistic person, I guess, by nature, but like, there's just no way you can look at this situation and paint it in a good light. I mean, stock markets are at all-time high today. All of them. They all gapped up to all-time highs.
And, that's part of why my plan is in 4 years to be back home on the farm and not having to deal with anything, because I don't have a whole lot of confidence that 4 years from now, this thing is still functioning.
Yeah. I mean, certainly things are accelerating, right? Like you just said, we added the last trillion we added was the fastest. It took us like 200 and some odd years to add a trillion, and we just did it in like, in a couple of weeks, really. Yeah. Like this is the, like, when you go into fucking just the stratosphere where things just take off and it happens so quickly. It's like, oh, how'd you go broke? Slowly over time and then all at once.
And that's usually the way catastrophic events happen. You see, and especially when you look, like, if you look at history, I know we've talked about like the Roman Empire before. Like, if you look at Rome and the fall of Rome, like, a lot of it looks a lot like what we've been, and I talked about this. God, I've been talking about this in high school. Like, when I was in high school, I said I thought, like, looking at timelines from the Roman Empire and other similar empires over the course of human history. At that time, 20 years ago, I thought we were about 70 years away from the whole thing probably imploding, based on just timelines that you look at through history. Now, 20 years later, I think I was way off. I think for real within the next 5 years, maybe 10, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and there's the only thing that I like could mitigate this somewhat is just like the whole AI thing. Like, there's a lot of potential there with, but again, dude, the government's going to fuck it up. The Bernie Sanders of the world are going to get involved and fuck this up. He's already complaining about how, they're going to replace all these jobs, and this shouldn't just be for the millionaires and billionaires. It has to help the poor and the middle class. It's going to help the poor and the middle class. Of course, like, the rich are fine. They don't need AI shit. They don't need robots to do anything. They have everything they want. They're going to benefit the least from all of this on like a I don't know, a percentage basis or whatever, but like the drastic improvement that they could bring to the daily lives of people, just because the cost of everything going, like, we're not going to have to employ these people, taking breaks and getting hurt on the job and suing for this and suing for that. You can have these robots doing things 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That can bring the cost of things down for the average person. But like, dude, the government's going to regulate it, fuck it up, make things worse, just like they have with everything. We didn't even get into the healthcare debacle stuff, but that's sort of an ongoing thing that we can talk about another day. Like, this is just, I don't really see any light at the end of this tunnel, the way that we're approaching this problem. It'd be one thing if people were somewhat serious about it, but we're not. We're complaining about the East Wing renovations. And dude, look at the state of the, like, remember when we went through the Great Depression, like, people actually paid back the money that they took in assistance after the Great Depression. Could you imagine? And people were ashamed to line up and put their hand out. And now look at the mentality that these people have today. And look how divided, like, we are. Like, there's no way we could make it through a fucking crisis. It is, I don't know, collapsitarian, but I really struggle to find some sort of way to paint this in some sort of rosy scenario where we get out of this somehow. Because Trump's economic things are a disaster too.
And if you didn't already have a good reason to drink this weekend, now you do.
Yeah. Yeah, and buy up all the fucking liquor you can while
Before they
it's
steal it, especially the malt liquor.
before they steal it. That'll be the first thing they steal, and it's not going to go bad on you. In fact, it'll probably get better with age. So that's a good inflation hedge for people that looking to preserve some purchasing power there. And I don't know, might be joining you on that farm. Definitely going to be buying some cows from you.
Well,
We're
see
gonna have
that. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. The whole plan, because I've already picked my spot. I just need.
You have to figure out how to defend it.
Well, it's pretty defensible too. I just need the person that's selling it to come down, because they are asking way too much for a just empty piece of land that's not farmable outside of like what I want to do with it. So they're asking about 30 grand. If they would come down about 30 grand, I would cut them a check tomorrow, but I don't think I can talk them into it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, but yeah, you got to start putting some sort of plans in place. Hopefully some of you guys checked out the Expat Money Show last weekend at Money Summit, because dude, if this is they haven't even missed an EBT payment yet, right? They're talking about in a week, and they don't get it in November. Watch what happens. And that's the tip of the iceberg. There's an entitlement, like a dangerous sense of entitlement among among a lot of the American people. And does it look fucking hairy? Does it look hairy? Nobody's taking any of these problems. Well, I can't say that. They are trying to take some problems seriously, but look at all the roadblocks in terms of just deporting all the illegal fucking gangbangers that are here. Like, look what that draws fucking protests and ambushes and shit like that. I guess they're not all gangbangers, but it's just like, yeah, dude, it's just so unworkable. Everything's just so unworkable. It's time to break up. It is time to fucking break up. Divorce, national divorce. That is the only fucking situation. Yeah, look at that.
These are the people on this bottom list that they don't want us to deport. Just keep
right.
That.
Yeah. So this was I didn't have time to look at this study. Did they link to it in that?
I don't know. I didn't have a chance to look at it either. I
didn't either.
Whether it's legit or not, I don't know. But
seems legit.
I have seen other studies that showed similar things. Not exactly the numbers, but showed the net cost versus benefit analysis on different immigrant groups, and it reflected something similar to that. So whether this is 100% on the nose with the numbers itself or not, the idea is about right anyway.
Yeah, for those of you just listening, there was a Swedish study apparently tracking the net contributions from different demographic immigrants, and you'd be surprised to find out that Somalia was not a net contributor, nor were any of those Middle Eastern countries.
Or any of the sub-Saharan.
Yeah, that is a shocker.
Amazing. None of the Caribbean.
Yeah. I mean, when are we going to admit that these experiments are failing? Like, these are failed experiments. I don't know how much worse things have to get until people admit that, okay, yeah, maybe that sounded good to some people on paper, but it was a retarded idea. And you got to stop. Like, that's the end of that. And I would put government squarely on that list, but looks like this government's just going to collapse under its own weight anyway. So just wait it out. And then we'll usher in the democratic socialism from AOC. Everything will be great. Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful day here.
It's not bad here. It's kind of cool. It's getting down into the 40s at night and getting the mid 60s to low 70s during the day. So it's that real nice, getting that nice fall weather.
Almost a little jealous of that. I mean, that's a little too cold for me, but like this, it's still very, very hot here. Another week or two, I think we'll probably turn. But man, it is hot. It is humid. It is sunny.
We're starting to get that really nice fall weather where it's like just cold enough at night that you need a jacket, but it's like nice during the day where like a long sleeve t-shirt is fine and you know, nice for going on walks.
No more mosquitoes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's one thing you can count on. You'll always have nice weather to enjoy. The government can't control that despite their best efforts.
I don't know. Since the government shut down, I have heard a number of my friends who said they don't see the chemtrails at all. Like, I guess if the government's not running, they're not running the planes and drones to put the chemtrails out. So might start. Might also
they're not going to block out the sun. Yeah. So how many days are we into this government shutdown now?
23. It could go.
It could go on to be like 32, I think.
Yeah, it could go on to be the longest that we've had, which is cool. I mean, what are we missing? Let's save that for Tuesday because there is a bunch of other stuff that's going on with this government shutdown that's interesting between the reason that it's still shut down, the things that they're voting on. Like, it's crazy what the Democrats are voting no on versus what literally 2 years ago they were voting yes on. It's insane when you look at the parallels between what the spending bills that they are voting no to and their demands to open back. It's fucking insane. Like,
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. But yeah, that'll be fun to look into. God damn, dude. You just can't hate politicians enough. You can't. You can't do it. All right. So I guess we'll get out of here on that. We got nothing else really, right?
No, that was it.
Okay. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thanks for listening. We will be back on Tuesday to do this all over again. And until then, you know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.